Sounds pretty groovy.
Dude. We're probably going to be going on, at some point today, we're probably going to be going on the old version of Kit Kat Casino.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is shit.
Alright, let me open a server.
What is this menu music? I gotta turn down the game, hold
up. No, I didn't make it.
I'm hoping this all works, because, you know, there's been the 20th anniversary update.
So, you don't know this, but in late 2024, I'm going to turn the volume of the game down. So yeah, in 2024, I actually fixed all the old versions of this game, including shooter tourneys. So, they all work on the latest engine, fully functioning, from shooter tourneys all the way up to Season 7. Oh my god. Alright, invites are rolling out.
Also, I gotta say, at some point... Oh fuck, I disabled Steam Overlay. Shit.
Yeah, shooter tourneys especially, it's basically still AG.
Oh, I like how the font on the health is disjointed. 5 is lower than the fucking 7.
Yeah. Alright, so I think the best way to see the evolution of this game is if I go to our version of Crossfire, which back then was still called ZAMNHLMP_Crossfire. And it looks very ill.
Oh, I forgot about this. Where the lighting was just fucked.
It wasn't fucked, it just wasn't done.
Oh, I forgot about this weird ass teleport that's just in the middle of the map. Why am I the fucking devil?
You're feeling devilish. Amazing.
Go to the center of the map,
no.
Sepia.
Oh no. Oh, insta-kill.
Archangel, what the fuck is this? Why am I made out of beans?
So, when Shooters Horny started in 2019, as a base, I used basically the old Half-Life 1 install, or at least all the custom content from it, from my old PC. That had about 5 years of history of me being on servers, which would require me to download all sorts of player models and maps and textures and sounds. Riley. That's not right.
Oh, hello.
Yo, it's Bert or Ernie. I don't know. I don't know which
Furry.
one.
Riley's a furry?
Oh, that
Why
sound.
is the crowbar sound so fucking deep fried?
Oh
my
no! Ah! Oh my god!
Dude, this is just the fucking COD zombies.
Oh, guys,
Right.
get the Magnum. Get the Magnum.
I'm getting the fucking Magnum.
Oh, that is overpowered. Oh my goodness. I mean, I remember my Crossfire Simpsons file being as old as 2015, because that was when I just spent every day that summer just playing Half-Life Deathmatch.
What a loser.
But look at the lifts. They're crustified.
If you say that out of context, that sounds very weird. I told you it was based on that fucking on that building.
Dude, I think it's the very same, like, old logo as well. Look
Why
at
am I
this.
in a bog?
What are these pictures?
Rella.
Oh, this is my favorite Shooter Authorities update so far.
Oh, we're back on the OG.
Yeah. Hold on, let me turn on Allow Monsters and I'll restart.
Oh yeah, baby. Watch, it's gonna be your first map. I fucking knew it! Of a penis.
Alright, this map's goated.
Is it?
This is ZAMNHLMP Disco.
This is... Dude, we got the brick wall with GM construct.
Oh, it's my old Discord name. What's through this door? Oh, the void is through that door. That's actually horrible.
What? The song?
Yeah. I can't believe I made that years ago. I went, yeah, that'll do.
I think the disjointed music theory of it is quite delightful. The way it goes from D, Dorian, 6.
Shut your fucking mouth. Where are you guys? I found Riley. I own the void. Are you joking me? Help me! So 2.0 is when we transitioned to Half-Life Zombies Ate My Neighbors multiplayer. The whole classic shooter tourneys thing was given up. This was released in February of 2021. The menu is awful. I mean, the game's mostly the same at this point, apart from Crossfire. Let's see what...
Why is the fucking Steam shit all transparent. So ugly.
I don't know.
Bro trying to be Arrow.
Yeah, user interface design is my passion.
Which is a difference with the this map yet. The glass windows and the MP5 sound.
No. Alright, counters go up to this wall here, and then yeah. Because the normal hiding spot is way too dark.
Wouldn't that corner way over there be more effective?
Yeah, that.
Alright, because I'm feeling generous, I'll count first when it hits 40 seconds.
Let me change my player model. Let me check what's here.
Too late, you gotta go. Go on, off you trot.
Off my trot.
Yeah. Alright, I'm coming. I just realised it's been a minute. Instead of the usual 30 seconds. I was on Instagram Reels. God.
You fucking addict.
Alright, found you.
I'm done.
I can't even see where he is because it's so dark.
Dude, I hate
And why are you hiding again?
I'm browsing the fucking Steam summer sale, right?
Go to this page. Oh, what is that music? That is so crap.
Bro, the game won't quit properly.
Oh my
Steam's-
goodness.
Steam still thinks the game's open when it's not. So I can't do anything. Let me try that. No. Price range, I'm sorry.
In 2.1, the arcade game mode was updated. The new alarm sound was added to Crossfire. I think Crossfire just had a load of updates, so the only changes were to Crossfire.
No. Dude, I bet you it's the fucking really loud one.
Oh, I hope not.
I know. Get stashed in it.
Uh,
I've stashed my shit in it. What's my cart looking at? Like the Xbox guy did, Phil Spencer. Oh, fuck off. I'm muting the game.
oh. No, it's because at the time when we were in school, we were memeing, in year 10, we were just memeing the fire alarm sound. So I was like, wouldn't it be funny if I put it into Crossfire?
And we were like, ah, yes. And then 5 years later, we'd be like, it was not funny.
Season 4 was the first ever version to use the Aura code base.
So literally just the same code base, just changed name.
It's not the same code base. Basically, the Creative Deathmatch code base, because I started in 2019 when I couldn't code to save my life, and I still can't. But I didn't know how to organize code or anything back then. So the whole thing was a mess, and there was all sorts of things I tried adding which I never removed, and it was breaking other things. There was way too much technical debt to consider it fixable. And also, OpenAG itself had updated quite a lot. And I wanted to catch up with the upstream. So I just thought it was easier to just restart it from scratch. And that's why I named it Aura, and I tried to make a big deal out of it. So I think this was when Riley started to work on the game quite a bit more as well, and it really shows because it was made a whole lot better. So added Discord rich presence, new sounds, so probably just weapon sounds and stuff. Fixed a bug where performance would drop when firing the 9mm assault rifle. Added a command to turn bob tilt on or off. New main menu. Menu dialogues are now clearer. Fixed a bug with the Aquafresh listing with display in player models. I'm pretty sure Riley fixed that. So, kind of minor, but let's just see how it plays.
How many times have you said servers up in your entire lifetime due to these game nights?
You guys notice the HUD?
It's a bit ugly.
It's back to normal. Alright, so 2.5 was released on the 9th of June 2021. The changelog reads, new menu background. I'm embarrassed about this. Removed nude models from the Kit Kat maps. I could have just said changed the models, not removed nude models. I'm very glad that our game wasn't on Steam back then, because imagine putting that changelog on Steam. Like, I'm glad this game had basically no publicity back then. Oh my goodness, it was in hell of a state. Content overhaul, so that's when all the map names got renamed and reorganized. New menu font backgrounds, new sounds and Crossfire. This might be the update where I actually lit Crossfire properly. New music, new maps, Cove, Dice, and Guardian. Guardian.
What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this menu music?
Oh, I know, it's the old theme. It's actually in the soundtrack.
Ooh.
Removed unneeded player models, added an option to view the credits on the menu, which is that old map with everyone's names in it. Removed the gaps in the menu, added options to the game tab of custom games. I think that was mostly Riley, because Riley figured out how that works. Added options for advanced options, changed updated controls from shooter tourneys to ZAMNHLMP, removed use spam, fixed the botched lighting on Crossfire. So it was really fixed Sabian's laziness there. New music on Casinos, that was the introduction of the Wesley theme. Added missing files from AG, including the CTF FGD for mappers. So we started figuring out how more of the AG code worked, which we should have done in the first place. What do you say?
Or just how to code.
Yeah, or just how to code. Fixed a bug where the sap-like music in the map Casino 2 would play in very low quality. Casino 2 is no longer in the game. Fixed a bug regarding the Discord-rich presence where the icon would not show when in-game. And then I merged loads of fixes from OpenAG itself, which I don't need to read out because there's loads of them. And then 2.5.1, another new menu background. CTF maps, city maps, so city had its debut. Fixed the lighting on bounce, so I think that's when I redid the lighting on bounce. Added more options to advanced, fixed a bug where footstep sounds are playing very low quality, removed FOV setting from multiplayer advanced, it would get added back. Digits now appear on sliders, more improvements to the lighting on Crossfire, added tower-proof trigger to stop people from avoiding the nuke to Crossfire.
This is before you found even more spots.
Yeah, this is before I found even more sort of blind spots. Restored the original crowbar sound. That really loud one is gone now. It's brilliant. Oh, this looks so much better.
I don't believe so.
Aura 1.1, how exciting.
Aura.
Yeah. Aura. I like how the wooden texture on the wood plank wasn't mapped properly. Oi! Oh, this looks so much better. Oh, and the second ramp was put down as well.
Dude, this is literally just the same as what we play now.
Fundamentally, yes. This would become the definitive version of Crossfire from this point forward.
No!
I still like... Who did that? What?
In this patch, you made it so, there was more, like, all the cheat spots for avoiding the nuke got patched. But you didn't actually patch getting into the, like, outer bounds around the bunker.
I didn't. All I did was I put a kill plane way up in the sky.
But you didn't expect anyone to just go to where the bunker is.
No. Crossfire was fully sealed up. Like, insulated. I don't think it was fully sealed up until, like, Season 7. Maybe Season 8. forward from 2.5, the changes to Crossfire became really subtle.
Oh shit. Press escape. Hold up, let me rejoin. W lighting.
Okay, one thing I have noticed. There's no like sprite in front of the door. So the next one is Season 6, 2.6, which I will find the changelog of now. This was also the first one that Blue Knight Hawk, the programmer, ever worked on. He helped with a lot of the client-side changes. Season 6, Hazardous Environment Combat Unit, was released on August 28th, 2021. Version 2.6. Starting with 2.6, we're introducing seasonal content. Each season of ZAMNHLMP brings in new maps, models, sounds, and more. So this was the first update to have received official support for Linux. So Linux binaries actually exist for this version. There was a new instruction manual, view bobbing from source, removed view roll, footstep sound to wooden surfaces, bounce is now set in nighttime, set the MP5's max carry to 240, fixed game mode overriding user specified options, added new ambience to City, ooh, so I think City got quite a few changes as well, fixed the glue-on gun's laser appearing too bright, added dynamic lighting for weapons, the Egon now uses 5 uranium cells at once, backported to the command menu from TFC. Alright, here we go. So there's a lot of issues that are fixed on Crossfire. Fix an issue where the spectator menu labels wouldn't show. Fix an issue on Crossfire where players weren't able to shoot through one of the red railings. Fix an issue on Crossfire where players weren't able to shoot through the Great Fence. Fix an issue on Crossfire where players could clip through the red railing in the bunker. So it was mostly quality of life changes, and then there's the actual Season 6 content, which was added Crossfire and Bounce Day versions, added Flashback, which I think was a great map to play on. Opposing Force HUD, Opposing Force weapons, Opposing Force maps. I remember the Opposing Force weapons, adding those was a bitch to do. Oh yeah, this is also the first version to have the menu music, which is still in the game today. All right.
God.
Servers up.
Once again, Mouse 1 is unbound.
Aura 2.0. Even the crosshairs are green as well.
You know,
Okay,
I
not
hate
all of
this,
them are
bro.
green. So this is pretty much the version of the game that had the most like quality of life changes. I think it's the most comparable to the state of the game as it is today. Ooh, that sound. Goodbye, Riley. I really like the new view bombing in this because it's a lot less intrusive, especially if you're going fast.
Yeah,
Because
Riley. Oh, fuck.
the old view bobbing, the movement was like too much, and it would also bob your actual view up and down, not just the weapon position.
Mug. No, fuck off. Fuck off. Please.
Oh no! Oh, never mind. Easy. 2.6 had 0 patches whatsoever. There was no like bugs or glitches in it where we felt, okay, this needs to be fixed immediately.
Because it was the perfect game.
It was the perfect update. I think 2.6 was like the best state of release, if that makes sense, update ever. And then there was Season 7, which was alright, but it needed 2 patches on day 1 and 2, respectively. Oh, the smooth zooming.
Oh my god, wait, hold up. I remember when you added this.
What did I add?
The smooth zooming.
Yeah,
How it
well,
just
Blue Knight Hawk
completely
added it.
broke. I remember how it completely broke on fucking low ping.
I have an old clip of that, which I'll probably put on top of this in the edit. But yeah, I do have a clip of that, and it was really freaky. And my
also
programmer
really
Blue Knight
annoying.
Hawk explained it as the server was sending mangled values to the client of what pitch to use for the punch. It was really weird.
Riley, can you not? That's just wrong. Titty time.
So I don't know if you've noticed, but the spawn effect is here. The sound effect isn't, but the actual sprites that draw around you are. Ah, the MP5 is much more satisfying to shoot.
I like how the door to the fucking upstairs barely works. Try it.
What do you mean? No, I know what you're doing.
No, genuinely.
I heard you
genuinely.
place trip mines.
No, I'll go down as well. I'll go down. Come here. Look at this. Look how unresponsive it is. Never mind. Okay, that worked.
See, I knew it.
Xbox, clip that.
Hey, yo. So, the Season 7 changelog 2.7. This was released on the 19th of September 2022. So, 13 months pretty much after Season 6. It had 4 development versions. So, the changelog reads as follows. So, additions, theatre, FOV settings, Monster Wesley, music to... added music to Cove. Okay. Added options to change the height of the jump speed. New menu music. Added more ambience to Crossfire. Added missing maps for Discord RPC. Added tools for developers. New backgrounds. That's pretty much tradition. Added player list to menu. Speedometer options. Added option to player sound when you kill a player, so a kill sound. Descriptions for all built-in maps. HUD sway, which is still in the game. Infinite ammo. I dig infinite ammo. Ambience for bounce day. Voting options in the command menu. Added Zen Dance. Music playback system, which wouldn't get used until Season 9. Changes, fixes. I don't really need to name all of these because there's a lot of them. Removals, remove Gauss.cfg. So yeah, the new maps are as follows. Added Rust from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2.
I wonder who made that.
Yeah. Added Cove Night. Added Shipment from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare.
I wonder who made that.
Added all maps from the PS2 version of Half-Life, most of which would end up getting removed in Season 8 because most of the PS2 maps are just half of the PC version, so we only kept the original ones like Office, Rubble. Further data maps, Rust Mill, Team 9 in the Hill. Added further data models. Displacement game mode, displacers only. 3 maps from Mr. Slavic, one of which ended up being 2 of which would end up being removed. So they are Base, Compound, and Overpass. I would like to revisit Base because I remember redoing the lighting for that one. Background though, I remember releasing this update and I was like, this is going to be a huge update, guys, because we spent over a year making it. When really in the middle of that, it was also kind of because I moved house and we had all our exams and stuff.
Bruh. If the flashlight was actually good in Half-Life, that map would actually be kind of fun.
What, Compound?
No, I mean like maps with no lighting. If the flashlight was good, that would be pretty fun.
I've always wanted to do that map that Riley told me to do, where... Not Riley, it was Jack who told me to do it, where it's just all vents. And there's a few like rest stops where you can uncrouch and get some ammo and stuff. Ah. And the music that plays in there. Or it used to play in there.
Yeah.
Oh, you... I hate you for that. I actually hate you for that. I'll just... Jesus. See, Emma, you can just put down as many trip mines as you want. As many satchels as you want. It's brilliant.
It's absurd.
Oh no! Oh! So this was released on the 22nd of December 2023. There was actually quite a rush to get this one finished and out in time because I had quite a busy year in 2023 and I was in college studying film and I was making short films and my education just kind of had me a lot busier than I had expected. So season 8 kind of... Typically we give production of a season a year's notice. At least a good few months, like 6 months. Season 8 started being made properly in like probably November time. I remember really stressing, we got to get this out before 2024 because I want each season to be broken up yearly. I don't want to miss a year. But we got that out in time, and it wasn't stressful, but it did feel a bit like we had to rush it in some areas. But I think it still came out a pretty solid update. So the changelog reads as follows: added Barnacles game mode, Hex from Deathmatch Classic, Maul, added drop flag key, mini scoreboard options, added suit power regeneration. That was the biggest gameplay change I think this game has ever had. New shotgun sounds, set time of day to dusk and gasworks, domination game mode, SWAT game mode, we'll be trying that out. Team play variants of Arcade, Barnacles and Crowbar Arena, overhauled HUD assets for the Half-Life 25th anniversary update, overhauled VGUI, video intro. There's a couple of experimental things, added lighting to base, finally. Corpses now function as intended, so the player model animations were fixed in Season 8. There's all sorts of changes, which I won't read out. And then 2.8.1, updated the user manual, fixes displays to not existing on the Linux version, which yeah, that had been an issue for 2 years at that point, and we never noticed. Fixed incorrect textures and lack of lighting on boot camp. 2.8.2. So 2.8.1 was released 6 days after 2.8. 2.8.2 was released in August 2024, and it just fixed the disposal map being incorrect because the Half-Life 25th anniversary update also added a map called disposal, or it might be the other way around, I don't know, but I had to rename it to, I think, radiated. And then in October 2023, I released, so 3rd of October 2024, sorry, 2.8.3, and it essentially just updated the game to work with the latest version of Half-Life because Valve updated Half-Life that day and they changed a few things to do with the VGUI, which I had to catch up with. So yeah, this was the new main menu from Half-Life 25. It was cool. It was awesome. I loved this update when it came out.
Right, let me show you. I think it was right here. If you stood here, you could evade the nuke.
Oh yeah, I patched that up.
Yeah.
Well, that might have been Season 9, I don't know.
Right, let me show you. I think it was right here. If you stood here, you could evade the nuke.
Oh yeah, I patched that up.
Yeah.
Well, that might have been Season 9, I don't know.
I will beat you up, Riley. Get your ass over here.
Oh, boom. God damn. Alright, let's go to SWAT mode. See how that plays. Because I, myself, haven't played SWAT in a long time. So the HD HUD for larger screens had been implemented, but not fully. It was implemented lazily in the way that we made the larger sprites draw for 640 resolutions. The reason why I did that is because I didn't fully know how they sort of worked it internally, because Valve didn't actually release the 25th anniversary update SDK until, I think, July 2024. And when they finally released it and the Half-Life Updated fork merged all those changes, I was like, oh, that's how they did HD HUD. And then, of course, in Season 9, we fixed it and we made it work properly. Half-Life 25th Anniversary update. It was a really good update. I think a few mod developers were quite overwhelmed by it because they thought, oh, it's a totally different it's a totally different engine. There's a stigma out there that some people still need to use Steam Legacy for older mods. It's simply not true, depending on the mod. Furthermore, the 25th anniversary engine is essential if you're making a mod that you plan to publish on Steam and you want to add things like statistics, you know, leaderboards, achievements, Steam input support.
Is worth it.
What do you say?
Steam networking is just worth it.
Yeah, and that as well. Steam networking is just a huge help because we've ourselves as the developers, you know, we've been playing this game ever since, you know, late 2020, just endless game nights, and one of us used to have to port forward a network, or we had to use tunneling software because Valve just kind of refused to support proper networking. But then they finally added it, and, you know, a lot of mod developers are, because I remember around late 2023, a lot of mod developers were kind of just avoiding using the engine. I'm the kind of guy who, you know, when some sort of new technology comes out or something, I like to try to use it. You know, I like when new technologies and updates come about. I try to, like, be that type of guy who's, you know, oh, I've got that first. I got it already, you know. So it was quite important to me that 2.8 worked on the updated engine. And it's like GlitchGod said, it's literally just for the Steam networking was the main thing for us. But also the new main menu was just so much better. And, you know, HD HUD and that sort of thing. It was really worth it. And I think more mod developers should use the 25th anniversary update. because it feels like we're the only ones doing it. Every other Half-Life mod on Steam is still on the old engine. Alright, so I think I'm going to wrap it up there for the history of ZAMNHLMP. So, overall, there was 3 years of history in this video. Obviously, I'm not going to do Season 9 because it's still the current version, but it's been a really good 5 years working on the multiplayer counterpart of our sort of flagship product. But in a good way, you know, cross-product multiplayer has brought attention, I think, to the group in a way that essentially no other sort of product we have would have brought attention to us if it weren't for our multiplayer, because it kind of served as the dumping ground, because alongside, you know, the story and the initial level design itself, ZAMHL single player has gone through a lot of, you know, prototypes and code bases and let's try this, let's try that for a while, and I feel like in multiplayer is kind of been a good sort of testing ground to do that, because it's a good place to test a lot of stuff before we have any solid, you know, single player foundation to do that with. And I'm quite excited with the future of it because it's coming out on Steam this summer, and that has already brought a lot more people to, you know, it's brought a lot more interest in the game already, and you know, I'm really excited for that. We are working on Season 10 as well, which again is yet to be named, but production has started on Season 10. I think another really good project for us is Half-Life the Classic Collection, which is having a phased release, as I had announced a couple months ago. I'm hoping to launch Half-Life Classic this October, because I still get a lot of questions and messages from people saying, oh, where is the Classic Collection? There's a stigma on ModDB where if the author hasn't posted an update or an article about the mod in like a week, everyone starts storming the comments with, oh, this mod is dead, this mod is dead. But if we kill any of our mods, we will always announce it. We will never just kill it and then let it go radio silent. If there are solid plans never to work anything ever again, sometimes there are outliers like Half-Life Classic. I did say in the Phoenix Discord publicly, I'm no longer working on this when 1.3 came out in 2022, because I just honestly thought there was no need to keep it going. But then, you know, ideas come about, you know, later on down the line, 2 years later, the Classic Collection comes about, Half-Life Classic is essentially revived. So while there are outliers to that, if we don't say we stopped working on a mod, then we are still working on that mod. If we do say we've stopped working on it, then don't expect it to come back anytime soon. You know, it's happened with... We used to have a project called Halloween Horror that Raphael conceived. It happened with the Lost and Dead Anniversary. We had to say we're not working on this anymore because cross-product single player has kind of taken priority, and we've got a lot more wishes of that product. But anyway, I'm excited to move cross-product multiplayer forward in the near future, and I'm very excited for it to come out on Steam and for a lot more people to come and try out the game, and the gamers who cooked up, and just the changes to Half-Life Deathmatch at its core, because at its core, as well as being a fork of OpenAG, because it is a spiritual successor to Adrenaline Gamer, which used to be an amazingly popular Half-Life mod in the early 2000s. So in a way, we're kind of passing the torch for Adrenaline Gamer to sort of carry its legacy on. Yeah, I'm very excited for a lot more people to come and play the game, and I'm excited for the single player campaign demo to come out, which will happen maybe this winter.